Whether you and your spouse are getting along well or going through a rough patch, it turns out you're in one of the 7 stages of marriage. Rita DeMaria, co-author of The 7 Stages of Marriage, is here to explain. Thank you for being here, Rita. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us why you and your co-author, Sari Harar, decided to write this book.
Well, with Reader's Digest, we found that there was a gap in the books that are out there for couples about marriage. So The Stages of Marriage, The Journey of Marriage was a book that was missing.
So why don't you tell us in a nutshell what the 7 stages of marriage are?
Sure. The first stage is passion. Then it moves on to realization, then rebellion. After rebellion comes cooperation. Then we can have reunion, often followed or sometimes along the way explosion, and then the completion stage.
So once you've gone through all those stages...
You know, the stages are not static. They're not just a one-time thing. Actually, people move between them. So the stages are just a way to kind of organize the way we're thinking about our lives, where we're heading, help us set some personal and relationship goals.
What do you say to those who claim that marriage as an institution is decaying?
Well, that's, I think, a very interesting question, because right now the Census Bureau came out saying that if you're married, you're in the minority. So we're the new minority if we're married. But if you think about it, it's actually a good thing. And I think 1930, there were about 83% of people married, but people did not have a choice.
So it's actually a positive thing.
The Reader's Digest survey showed that people today who are married are very, very, very happy with their marriages.
Okay, the 7-year itch, fact or fiction?
When you have a good chemistry match with somebody, actually the power of that lasts about 3 years. Well, generally people get married somewhere between 2 to 3 years after they meet, under average circumstances, which means now you've known each other a couple years, you get married, and now you're in that realization stage, and if you're younger, you probably are having children. So pretty soon you have the 3 or 4 years you knew each other. Now you have 3 or 4 years into the marriage, maybe a child, maybe 2, and all of a sudden people are like, what happened? You know, what happened to all that romance and passion that we had? And if they don't know how to keep that going, it can be a big problem.
So that's a critical period.
Most divorces take place within the first 5 years of marriage. There's also high incidence of affairs during those years, because when people get into that realization stage and they don't have knowledge, they don't have communication skills, they don't have conflict resolution skills, they really don't know what to do. And so they can get themselves in big trouble before they even know it. So that 7-year itch is about looking somewhere else.
Now, one whole section of your book is devoted to quizzes.
It really just gets communication open and begins to take away the blame that often starts to happen. You know, this is your fault, no, this is your fault.
One of the things that I really enjoyed about your book were the different exercises, and one of the things that you suggested was to keep an appreciation journal.
I do tell people all the time, most of us really are appreciation deprived, and we're really not so good at giving appreciation to our husband, to our wife. We might be good about doing it with other people that we work with, our friends, but we forget about the people and we begin to take them for granted.
So you cover every stage. I mean, whether you're looking to get married or you're in the middle of a long-term relationship.
Yes, we have a very important chapter about getting married. Couples today absolutely need to know that there are knowledge and skills that they can have that can significantly improve the chances of their marriage lasting.
What do you hope readers will take away from this book?
In most surveys of personal satisfaction, when people are asked what's the #1 factor that brings you happiness in your life, it's marriage.
Rita DeMaria has compiled a comprehensive guide to making marriages work with the 7 stages of marriage. This eye-opening read can pave the way to greater laughter, intimacy, and passion in your marriage, no matter what stage you're in.